Hello everyone, my name is Rituro, but you can just call me Mr. Unemployable. We are at the quarter mark of the 2020-2021 League 2 season in England with Grimsby Town, and your eyes are not deceiving you. Second place, only a single loss, a 3-0 loss to Chesterfield in the fourth match of the season. We are level with Portsmouth on points. Only a 9-goal differential separating us, but that's to be expected with Portsmouth. But the point is, we are right up in the thick of it, along with the likes of Chesterfield, Burton Albion, a bit of a surprise side this year, Forest Green, Oxford, and Scunthorpe. Not bad company to be in, with Barnet and Yeovil nipping at our heels. A fantastic start, absolutely fantastic start in the league. And you know what? That's not the only place that we've been doing very well. Let's look at all our competitions here. Yes, we are out of the Capital One Cup, knocked out in the first round by Crewe Alexandra. But I'd like to show you just what happened in that round. Let's go to the first round here. Taking a look, 0-0. They won it on penalties. We debuted the 4-2-2-2 packet-in formation, and it ended up very quickly becoming a 5-2-2-1 because we got two people down in the first 15 minutes. At that point, I'm like, oh, great. Here we go. Injury crisis starting already. But no, Quinn down in the 4th, Salem out in the 15th. Thankfully, neither were permanent injuries, just out for the match. Thank goodness. But, I mean, holding off Crewe Alexandra, League One side, for a full 120 minutes and then losing in the lottery of the penalty shootout, an amazing performance. Very, very happy with the side in the Capital One Cup. And then they followed that up by getting to the next round of the Johnston's Paint Trophy, which is tonight's featured match against our fierce rivals, Lincoln City. It's a rivalry fixture in the Cup. Oh, it's going to be a good one. And if that isn't enough rivalry for you, we'll follow that up 3 days later with a home match against Scunthorpe. So you know, the emotions will be flowing very heavily in the Grimsby Town camp. As I said, we've only lost once to Chesterfield to start the season. Wins again, this is just amazing. Yeovil, of course, you saw in the opening episode. Oxford, Fleetwood Town, Coventry City, Gillingham, and just recently Forest Green Rovers with the 5-2-3 counterattack absolutely embarrassed them at home for them. So our away side did very, very well indeed. Draws against Northampton, Tranmere, and Cambridge. This result did worry me a little bit. Once again, a bit guilty of playing down to the level of our opposition, especially when you concede 2 goals in 12 minutes. Thankfully, fought back admirably. Goals from Ainley and Quinn equalized, and then it was a back-and-forth affair. Unfortunately, Kyle Bailey with the equalizer in stoppage time, stopping us from taking all 3 points. Had we done that, we'd be in first overall right now. Deservedly so. Sadly, it is not to be. But because we love looking at goals, let's just look at all these goals here, because 8 goals in a match. I think we can all agree soccer is the winner when that happens. In the opening here, this is where I began to panic a little bit. When you're giving up 2 goals that quickly, you can't help but panic. But thankfully the lads turned it around. Such a good side this year. Again, poor marking from Grant opts to run away from Burton Hewitt instead of turning around and closing him down. Very bizarre defensive choice there from the captain. Early 1-0 advantage for Cambridge. Off a free kick, Scott finds his man in center. The header is redirected in. It's a goal for Harrison Dunk. You might say we got dunked. 2-0 Cambridge at the 12th minute. Home side's loving it. We're starting to panic. Thankfully, Grimsby Town would ease some of our worries. Young loanee signing Ceylon, who's been wonderful for us as a backup to Brannigan, who was out for injury early in the season, sets up Ainley, and Callum Ainley, a lovely strike. That's why I kept him from going out on loan this season. I wanted him to perform at the first team level, and he's doing it wonderfully. Actually, a lot of our signings are. We'll get to the squad overview after this match. Jones to Anovo, our other loanee at the D-mid spot, who's been great covering for Jack Brimmer while he recovers from injury. Ainley to Quinn. Upper 90 for Jonathan Quinn. Yes, indeed, his first of the season. 2-2. 4 goals scored before the half-hour mark. Probably a good game of soccer on your hands. And this free kick, Bjorn Hewitt gets his second of the match, getting around the defenders on the free kick. Again, suspect marking from the defense. And a fine finish from Lewis Byrne-Hewitt. Unfortunately, that lead was not to last long. Ainley, doing very well. He's been subbing in mostly for Jack McCourt in that deep-lying playmaker role, and doing quite well with his very good passing stat. I believe it's 15, which at this level is quite nice indeed. In this case, though, he was subbed in on the left side for Ryan Carroll, which isn't a bad spot for Ainley, but he can do better. Pike, however, does much better with that chance. A wonderful 3-all equalizing goal. And that actually had already queued up the replacement for Tom Eaves, so Pike scored and then took a well-deserved breather. Then immediately after that, as we approach the end of the game, the 88th minute, Ceylon walks around the keeper, a lovely little touch to get himself past the frozen keeper, and Tolga Ceylon gets his first goal on his loan spell, 4-3, and we're already celebrating, and then this happens. Long ball from Norris, headed away by McGoldrick. Possession is not kept, though, by Grimsby. A hopeful cross is cleared. The second effort is not picked up. Dunk gets it over to Nugent. Gets past the scramble of bodies, and an all-alone Bailey. Nobody marking him. Giant hole in the center of defense, which is more or less the theme of this episode. Giant hole in the center of defense. 4-all, it finishes. Quite the day. Quite the day at the office, that's to be sure. Oh my goodness, I gotta say, it's been quite the season here. As I said, let's take a look at the squad and see how we've been doing here. Looking at the overall ratings, Cameron Brannigan in his 6 appearances leading the way with a 7.53 average. Very glad that he's back from injury. In fact, across the side, the early rash of injuries have generally healed up. Eaves is out with just a slight little injury, a little dead leg. He'll be back soon. That's nothing to worry about. Danny McKenna, 5 to 6 weeks with fractured ribs. That's a concern. Because he's so far on the depth chart, we're not going to be hobbled by the loss of Danny McKenna. We have people on the ground to take care of that. Notably Tolga Ceylon in the attacking mid role. Notably Callum Ainley in that deep-lying playmaker role. We are covered across the board, which is a great position to be in. Mikhail Pike, I mean, this was a no-brainer signing when his contract went up. Very glad to have picked him up. 7.35 average rating across all competitions. 6 goals, 3 assists, doing everything I've asked for him. Eaves actually not far behind with 2 goals and assists and 7.13 average, and Ceylon 7.03 in 8 appearances, goal and 2 assists to his name. Sean Scott, actually, the youngster, 6.57 average, which is not very good, but he does have 2 goals, so the youngster can produce, which means, hopefully, good things for his development along the line. Jonathan Quinn, 3 goals, 3 assists, so he is performing. Not quite at the level we would have liked in 12 appearances, though, based on last season. And a 6.90 in his recent form is nice, but 6.75 average overall is leaving a lot to be desired from Jonathan Quinn. All right, before we get into the featured match of the day here, I do want to show one very, very quick thing. Very quick thing. As you saw there, we had a match against Gillingham, who came down from League One. They are dead last in the league right now. Absolutely dead last with a single point. A horrible fall from grace for Gillingham. As I mentioned, we are level with Portsmouth up top there. But the interesting thing about this Gillingham match, the reason I bring it up, cards, and more cards. A double red card in the 75th minute. Dale sent off for a professional foul off the ball. Reed dissented and got his second yellow, and he was off. And Anoho was then sent off for his second yellow in the 86th. So players going left, right, and center. Thankfully, the 40th minute goal by Cameron Brannigan stood up as the winner, with very few players left on the pitch by the end of the game. Crazy, crazy match. On the international front, let's take a look at the Olympic Games. It's October, so the Olympics have come and they have gone. How did they do? Well, the winners are Brazil, a 6-0 final over Turkey in Tokyo. Oh my goodness. The Japanese Olympics, they will be memorable for this 6-0 stomping, that's to be sure. In third place, the bronze medal goes to Argentina, a 2-0 win over Cameroon. But I'm sure you're asking yourself, how did Simeon Jackson do with his Canadians? Not well. Not well at all. Bottom of the table with a single point, -5 goal differential, a draw against Australia, 0-0, and 2 sound losses to Holland and Cameroon. Not a good day at the office. Not a good, month at the office for the Canadians. Not at the level you would have hoped. Though I can say this, at least Jackson got them to the Olympics, which is more than I can say for myself. Not the best showing for Canada, but at least they showed. and really that's all we care about. Speaking of Canada, let's go to their World Cup qualifying state right now. We head over to the main squad schedule. They are looking pretty darn good here. They managed to get through the third round with 12 points, 4 wins, 2 losses, both at the hands of the U.S. Not a shocker there. Beating up on Suriname and Cuba, as you would expect. So this is what we expected at the beginning. The U.S. going perfect in the group, Canada right behind them, which means both qualify for the hexagonal. What a hexagonal, though. Because Costa Rica and Panama, I expect the Ticos to nip El Salvador. That did not happen. It's Jamaica, the Reggae Boys, up top. El Salvador behind them. Mexico and Guatemala, not Honduras. Guatemala going through as the second team in Group C, which means the hexagonal is Canada, El Salvador, Guatemala, Jamaica, Mexico, and the States. That is a devilish hex. No easy matches. Clear favorites are probably still Mexico and the States, which means the next 2 spots are up for grabs between Canada, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Jamaica. If I had to handicap the teams right now, I'd put Jamaica in third and Canada slugging it out with El Salvador for that playoff spot. So that's my prediction. I'm going to say Canada finishes 4th in the hex, has a playoff spot on the line for a chance to go to the 2022 World Cup. That's my prediction. We're going to stick with that. Over with Nigeria's World Cup qualifications. We are still, haven't played any matches in World Cup qualification yet. We are still in second on 3 points behind Mali. However, in African Cup of Nations qualifying, we are on a perfect 6 points, having beaten the tar out of Burundi and Seychelles. Rilwan Hassan with a 4-goal performance against Seychelles. Not just his first goal, but his first 4 goals to open up the campaign. Which means our next match against Guinea will be a crucial one. Win against Guinea, and we're basically off to the races at this point. So hoping for a good showing there, though injuries are starting to take their toll on the Nigerian side. However, the squad that we're taking in looks fairly decent. Some players showing up late, but as I mentioned, Izuchukwu currently out with concussion-like symptoms. That's never a good thing. A lot of players in a poor fitness state for their clubs, and our goalkeeping ranks have just been decimated. You'll notice, no Kolawole. We've actually pulled up 19-year-old Ayo Ozokowo. He's actually looking pretty good. I may have to pull him permanently from the U20s, who, by the way, I did have to fire my coach after a horrible showing in the U20 qualification when they lost to Tunisia in the play-in round. Not acceptable. Emmanuel Aziz also coming in from the U20s, and Moses Osheye he's here. He's 31, he's still showing up. He's not going to see the pitch. But if he can do anything to provide a veteran presence in this young side, let's hope it's a good one. All right, that's the state of the international front. That's the state of Grimsby. Let's get to today's featured match against Lincoln City, the Johnson's Paint Trophy North second round against our fierce rivals. It's going to be good. It's going to be a 4-4-1-1 from Lincoln. 5 in the midfield will match with the 4-4-2 diamond. I think this side's got everything it can go. Only 5 subs in Johnstone's Paint Trophy, so I don't get the extra 2 on defense. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves a berth in the quarterfinal. Absence will be nice. All right. 1-2. We can get a result here. I know we can. This is a team that is suffering in League One right now. I believe they're in 23rd. Maybe they're up to 21st. I might have read that wrong. Point is, this is very much a winnable match. I intend to win it. Keep everyone going. Win this match. Oh, come on, Jack McCourt. Don't stress out. There we go. All right, here we go. Grimsby Town in their black and white. Lincoln City in their sky blue. Oh, this will be fun. This will be fun. A rivalry match always is. And with a little bit of cup prestige on the line. Let's see if we can put in a good performance. Looks fairly even to start. Passing is not stellar from either side. Possession about even. First real chance here from McCourt. Over the bar. Lincoln, though, with 2 shots. 1 on target. Should point out that Daniel Grimshaw started in the 2-0 win over Mansfield. That saw Grimsby through to this round, but now it's Cameron Brannigan well wide of the net. Wasted chance there from the attacking midfielder, who otherwise has been stellar all season long. Like I said, it was Grimshaw, so I was considering putting him in as a reward for his work. But I figure I would rather have the more proven commodity in James McEwen between the sticks for this match. It's a good free kick on target there by McCourt, something he needs to be better at. Brannigan now. Quinn looks long for Pike, has found him. Little ball for Carroll. Ryan Carroll! Ryan Carroll! Oh, that's a lovely strike. His first ever goal, and it comes at a great time against a rival in a cup fixture. 1-0 to the Mariners. Oh, lovely little ball. Pike and Quinn, I tell you, this partnership is looking better and better every day. A lovely setup. A great goal from the midfielder. Half-hour mark is looking much more favorable than it was to start. Winter is injured there. I wonder if I shouldn't go a little bit cheeky or devilish and start hard tackling and get him off the field. Pike. Oh, it's a howler from Davies through the legs. Raquel Pike. 2-0 goal there. Suspicions of offside. Let's take a look. He's starting in an offside position to be sure. Court goes out wide. There's Brannigan. No, the fullback jumps back and keeps Pike onside. That is a good goal. Jumpy defending there. Shot's now 6-2. This is all Grimsby right now. Harrop's free kick over the bar. This is looking quite good, and this is a midweek match after that weekend fixture against Forest Green Rovers, which saw us move to second in the table. Francis, though, is having an off game. I wouldn't be surprised if he's gassed after the midweek match, so we will pull him. It's risky, though, because he is our only functioning center back. I may pull him off at the hour mark. You know what? I'll wait till the hour mark. Good work, boys. Keep it going. All right. No changes at halftime. Were there any subs for... yes, they did make a sub up top. And they changed to a 4-4-2, it looks like, as well. They did. Oh, he is a... Oh, well, I mean, this now has to be dealt with. If he's on the right, he could be bombing in crosses, and we absolutely cannot have that. Shaughnessy goes after Pike. Brannigan is there to follow up. Winter looks long. Lenovo snuffs that out immediately. Court. Brannigan. Pike. Davies is good with that one, though. But you can imagine the taunts from the Blundell Park faithful will be vicious after the howler Davies let in to make it 2-0. Keeping an eye on Simon Francis here. At the hour mark, if Francis has not improved, he will be replaced. And in fact, he is getting worse. That's not good. Quinn. Onovo. Holds possession nicely. Carroll. Grant. Looking long, couldn't find his man. But Onovo will. Pike. Little ball for Quinn. Quinn can't get it past Davies. He was looking for that top corner. Couldn't quite hit it. Alright, that's the hour mark. Yeah, so Jones in. Pike's done his job. I think we're going to bring in Ceylon here. Just so that Pike stays... Whoop, no, wrong player. Just so Pike stays fresh. We don't need to gas him. Cup fixture or no. He's got to stay fresh. He will no doubt be a key to this season. And Ceylon certainly has been a great loan sign. Let's get him more minutes to make his parent club happy. Alright, subs across the board here. Now, who else do I want to sub here? I think Robson, perhaps? Or Grant? McCourt's looking gassed, they say. It might not be a bad idea to push Carroll into that deep lying role where he's actually surprisingly good, and then have Baldwin in the ball-winning role, which actually is not a bad idea at all. Alright, save your legs. You can swap positions with Carroll. Alright, Baldwin. The youngster has been developing a little bit slower than I would have liked, but is currently sitting at 1.5. I would like him to sit at that full 2 stars here. Hopefully that happens sooner than later. But more to the point here, it is still 2-0 in the 81st minute. And a berth in the Johnstone's Paint Trophy quarterfinal is on the line here. Good header there by Grant. Deny Massey. McEwen spills the ball. What should have been an easy grab. Thankfully, it's just out for a corner, not behind him for a goal. That would have been disastrous. Cleared by Jones there. McGoldrick will get to it. Neil McGoldrick. Can he start a counter? He will. And Jonathan Quinn is in a great spot to receive it, but somehow he was offside? Okay. Baldwin. Oh, it's a penalty! Baldwin Barge is a harsh penalty, they say. Perhaps. Certainly not necessary if we're up 2-0. But regardless. It will be Jonathan Quinn, I assume, to take this. And it will. And it's 3-0 in the upper 90. Very nice for Quinn. Oh my goodness, 3-0 over League One Lincoln City, our rivals. And it looks more and more like this run in the JPT will continue. Is the quarterfinal truly in sight with a minute in stoppage time? You have to think so. There will be no collapse at Blundell Park on this evening. The crowd is on their feet. And that's it, 3-0 it wins, a victory over our rivals. The next round in the competition is ours. Oh, a wonderful performance. Thomas Robson is finally over his poor, he had some 6.2s and 6.3s about in the midway of this quarter mark update. He's now 7.6 in this cup fixture, very nice. Francis, a bit concerning, he will sit next match for sure for Jones. Cameron Brannigan, 7.8. I tell you, what a fantastic pickup. Pike doing his job, 7.6. Ryan Carroll, 7.8. The general in the midfield did not let up at all. And Joe Novo, 7.2. What a lone signing he has been. Oh my goodness. What a great victory. Great indeed. And Mikhail Pike, actually, with his second goal, he is now closing in on the golden boot for the competition. It is a controversial penalty. We didn't need it, that's for sure. Glad it was awarded. We certainly didn't need it. Well, my goodness me. It's you never expect these, but they're always so wonderful to happen. That's 2 League One sides have been dispatched. Mansfield and now Lincoln City. Will there be another scalp to add? We'll have to find out next time on Mr. Unemployable when we check in at the halfway mark of the season. Will we still be in second in the league? Will we still be in the JPT? Will Nigeria be out through its qualifying woes? We'll just have to wait and see. My name is Rituro. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you like what you've seen, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow. Tell all your friends about these videos being hosted on YouTube. And don't forget, join us here in Twitch chat, twitch.tv/Rituro, where I record all these episodes live. It's a great time. Once again, my name is Rituro. Just call me Mr. Unemployable. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.